Hey everyone, this is Anthony with Debt Alchemist coming to you once again. I want to go over debt settlement, aka debt resolution, how it works, what it is, what are the advantages, what are the disadvantages of them, right? So let's go dive into that one and kind of go over that because right now, debt settlement, debt resolution is like the hot topic. Anywhere you go, anywhere you speak to, any of those mailers that you might be getting in the mail saying consolidate your debts, vice versa. That's really towards debt settlement and debt resolution, right? You guys have seen that, noticed that a lot of these companies are sending out a lot of mailers to you guys. Get a personal loan, consolidate your debts. Well, guess what? They're sending you that mailer knowing the fact that you're not going to qualify for a personal loan because they've done their due diligence. They've looked at your credit profile and know you're not going to qualify. But they'll send you that in hopes that you call them so they can then talk about, oh, I'm sorry, you don't qualify for a personal loan. So guess what? But we do have this other option known as debt resolution, debt settlement for you, and they go over those options with you. It's what's really known as bait and switch in the industry, right? All these mailers, all these radio and TV things that you talk about, get a personal loan to consolidate your debts and reduce your monthly payments and get a simple interest versus compound. Look, if you're in deep debt and you know you've missed some payments, you know you've had some challenges in the past, you know that you don't make enough money to qualify for a personal loan, it's not for you. You're not going to get one. So don't go into false hope thinking that a personal loan is a way to get you out of debt. It's really just a way to transfer you into debt resolution, debt settlement. Now, does debt settlement and debt resolution work? Well, they're one of the same, by the way. It's just different companies use different terms for it. Some company may call it debt resolution. Some company may call it debt settlement. At the end of the day, it's a settlement, right? So regardless of what you label it, what name you call it, it's a settlement. And does it work? The answer is yes. It may surprise you. Absolutely. It does work. Without a doubt, it works. Now, does it have some impact on what's happening? Yes, it has an impact. Okay? Because you're not going to have something that works so well without some temporary side effects. Okay? So again, if you're getting out of debt, that's the primary goal. The other things that get affected with debt settlement, hey, those are temporary. They're not that important to you because you need to get back financial footing whole first. Okay? So let's dive into that a little bit and see what it is. Debt settlement is simply this. You have an institution that contacts your creditors in due time, typically in 4 to 6 months. That's when they start reaching out to the creditors because they need to stress the accounts out through the creditors' timelines that they have in order to get a settlement that is great for you, the consumer, and allows you to pay your debts off over a period of time, 48 months or less, typically 36 months, depending on your debt loads and vice versa. And it allows them to restructure those accounts. So let's give you an example. Let's say I have an American Express card, right? And let's say it's $20,000 in debt on that one. Well, okay, it's $20,000 in debt. I can't afford to continue making that payment of, let's say, $700 a month towards that American Express, right? And again, you can flip this to Chase card, Citi card, Discover card. It doesn't matter. This is just an example for you guys. So I can't afford to make that $700 monthly payment towards my American Express card anymore. And it's $20,000 worth of debt. So I reach out to a company that says, Anthony, not a problem. We can restructure that American Express card with American Express for 50 cents on the dollar or less, meaning instead of paying $20,000, you're going to pay back $10,000, right? And in doing so, we're going to put a repayment plan of 36 months or less, right? And your payment is going to go from $600 a payment, Anthony, to, let's say, $300 monthly, right, for the sake of the argument. And that's what really kind of comes out to be anyways. So $300 payment, I'm like, okay, that works. I'm only paying $10,000 on my American Express card to pay back instead of $20,000, and my payment is going from $600 per month to $300 a month, and in 36 months, I'm going to wipe it away, right? So that works for me, which is, again, it's a great program. It works wonders. Now they go, well, what are side effects? What happens? Why would the creditor just allow me to allow you, the institution, reduce that balance by half and lower monthly payment and then apply that over the next 36 months or less? Well, first and foremost, you have to go delinquent on that account in order for the creditor to restructure that account with the institution on your behalf, right? You heard me right. You have to stop making payments to that American Express card in order for the institution to be able to contact that creditor in due time, typically on the month 4, 5, and 6. They want to get it done before month 6 because that's when they have to. That's when American Express has to charge it off, and then it goes to a collection company. You get sometimes you get the great settlements within that time frame between 6 months or less. But if it goes overage, that's okay. Then you can still sell that account regardless with the collection company. But so you have to go delinquent on that account. That allows the institution to negotiate with American Express on your behalf to reduce the balance by $10,000 and lower your payment by $300 and apply that payment towards that new balance of $10,000 over 36 months or less. That's how you pay off that debt. Okay. The temporary effects on it, obviously your credit will be impacted, but that's okay because you're not looking at credit right now. You have a financial issue and you have a cash crunch issue, which means you don't have enough money. Your spending is more than what you're bringing in. So therefore, you're not worried about credit at this time. Credit can be repaired and fixed at a later time and date. So don't worry about that. So your credit will be impacted. The other thing is, could American Express or any other card sue you for going delinquent on that card? The answer is yes, they can, but typically they don't because they know that you're working a plan to repay them back a certain amount. It's the only time a creditor actually sues a client is for two reasons. One is that you go dark on the creditor, right? Meaning you're not making any effort to repay any amount of debt whatsoever. Then the creditor has no choice but to sue you. Two, if you have a lot of debt, let's say $50,000, $60,000, and American Express is the last one to get paid, well, they don't like that, right? So they're going to go, hey, well, wait a minute. The only way to get ahead of in front of the other creditors is by suing you. So when they sue, that institution then tackles that account first and pays off American Express first. In other words, creditors use a lawsuit to get in front of the pack so that way they can get paid over time instead of waiting the last one to get paid, right? Typically, American Express and Discover are kind of infamous for this play that they do, right? They kind of don't want to wait too long, so they throw a lawsuit on the table so that way the institution can tackle their account first and satisfy them and get them out of their hair. Chase, Citi, Synchrony Bank, other cards are a little bit lenient on that. They understand that, you know what, it's okay. We're going to get paid. That's all that matters. They're not too worried about that. But American Express and Discover likes to play that game of throwing a lawsuit on the table so they can get ahead of the pack, right? Don't panic. It's not a big issue. This is easily handled. All of this is a tactical maneuver and play that the creditor uses, like American Express and Discovery I mentioned, to get ahead of the pack of the other cards. That's all it is. So don't panic about that. So the third thing that that could be an issue for you guys is that some creditors will actually 1099 you for the amount that they forgave you. So if you have a $20,000 credit card, they reduce it by $10,000. They're going to send you a 1099 for that other $10,000, which means you'll have to pay taxes on that $10,000 based on your tax bracket, right? Now, a lot of you guys may think, oh, wait a minute. I don't want to get taxed on that amount that was forgiven. This doesn't work for me. Yes, it does. Okay, let's face it. You got a $20,000 card. Now they reduce it to $10,000, and you may pay $3,000 in taxes if your tax bracket is 30% on the $10,000 that they forgave. That means you're paying back $13,000 total instead of $20,000 plus additional $40,000 in interest. So really, are you worried about getting taxed $3,000 instead of saving $40,000 plus in interest? The answer is no. So don't fool yourselves there, okay? I'd rather pay $3,000 in taxes than to pay $40,000 plus in interest and never pay that damn debt off, okay? So don't panic about that. I know I'm pretty direct and pretty straightforward, but I expect nothing less from me, right? At least you'll know the damn facts with me. No sugarcoating nothing. It is what it is. It moves forward. If it works, get it done, right? So debt settlement, with unequivocal doubt, it does work. You have to be committed. You have to not worry about your credit in the interim of it, right? Believe it or not, your credit will actually improve even better once everything is settled and done. You not have to worry about any lawsuits. It's just a tactical maneuver that the creditor uses to get ahead of the pack in terms of other accounts or shorten the length of time that you want to repay them. You may get taxed for the balance that was forgiven. Again, who gives a damn about the amount that I get taxed on? Because I'm saving 10x, 20x of an interest, right? So what does it matter to me? If I pay $3,000 in taxes instead of $40,000 in interest, do I care? No, I don't really give a damn, right? So those are the three things that will happen. Now, the other factor that most of you guys think is, oh, well, wait a minute. If I default on my Chase card or Citi or Synchrony Bank or whatever it is, does that mean I can never obtain that card again in the future? The answer is no. They'll actually be happy to give you additional card because you have no more debt. Now you have disposable income, which they want you to use and get back in debt with them. So don't think just because you settle with the creditor that a creditor will not give you additional cards once all these are paid off. Because they'll be more than happy to give you more cards so they can get you back in debt, which is hence how they may continue to make money, right? Now, American Express is a different ballgame. American Express doesn't forgive that well, meaning they're a little touchy, right? When you set an account with American Express, they make it hard for you to get another American Express, right? Because they're that kind of elite group. Again, if you're worried about, if your main concern and goal is to get out of debt, I don't care whether American Express gives me another card or not for another 10 years because I got Chase, I got Citi, I got Discover, I got, a Synchrony Bank, I got the stored cards, I got everything I need, right? But even then, you don't give a damn about those cards as well, even though they're going to give them to you because now you have cash. And hopefully you learned your lesson not to get in debt again so that way you don't go through the same BS over and over and over and always be broke in your life, right? So, does debt settlement work? Absolutely. Does it have some temporary impacts? Absolutely. What are those impacts? Your credit will be affected. There may be a lawsuit or creditor trying to sue to get ahead of the pack, and you may get taxed for the amount that's forgiven. But will it get me out of debt? Yes, it will get you out of damn debt for sure. All right. But you got to be committed. You can't miss the payments because when you miss a payment to the terms that you agreed with the creditors, they get pissed. Okay. So make sure that you continue making that payment till that settlement is paid off in full and done. Meaning, if my $20,000 Chase card in this case allowed a $10,000 settlement and allows me to make payments over the next 36 months, I'm going to make sure I don't miss that payment because that payment is typically half of what I was paying to them anyways. So theoretically, I shouldn't have any issues, right? If I was paying a $600 payment, now it's a $300 payment, I should be able to make that payment for the next whatever time frame that they give you and satisfy that lower balance of $10,000, right? So again, does that settlement work? Without a doubt, it works, you guys. It works. You just got to get over the fact of your credit and the fact that you might get taxed and the fact that creditor might sue to get ahead of the pack in front of the other creditors. If you can live with those three things, oh, one more other thing I forgot. If you can live with the creditor costs for the first 2-3 months, then this is cakewalk, you guys. Now, with the creditors, when they call, you don't have to answer their calls. You can block their number. You can change your telephone number. You can not pick up your phone call from that creditor. It doesn't matter because the first 3 months you're going to get calls from these creditors, right? Because you've gone delinquent on their account. But remember, the institution or myself or anyone else, we negotiate with the settlement department. We don't negotiate with the payment department. Payment department gets paid commission on getting a payment from you. So we don't care about the payment department. We're in contact with the settlement department. The settlement department is what we restructure the accounts with, not the payment department. So those four things, if you can overcome those four things mentally, not physically, because they're easy to overcome physically, but mentally you can overcome those things, debt settlement will work wonders for you guys, okay? Don't be fooled by people thinking, oh, this or that, or, debt settlement didn't work for me. Debt settlement didn't work for you because you didn't commit to it, okay? Debt settlement works if you commit to the repayment plans that the institution or myself or anyone else restructures with the creditors and puts the new terms in place for you. It works. You just got to be committed to it, okay? That's all. So hopefully that answers the ultimate question of debt settlement, debt resolution, and why would a creditor reduce the balance and allow a lower balance and a lower payment to be made over time. There are multiple reasons why they do that, but I'll go over that into later detail. I just want to let you know that debt settlement, aka debt resolution, it works perfectly well. It is a great tool to use to get out of debt. You just got to overcome those four minor things in the interim of it while you get out of debt, and you're done. So hopefully this answers your questions about that. If you have any questions, again, feel free to reach out to me. I'm sure whatever platform that you're seeing this on, they'll have a way to contact me. Shoot me a quick question. If you want to plan together and put a budget and plan and see what the savings are going to be and what the monthly payments are going to be, no problems at all. Shoot me a message one way or the other, and then I'll put the plan together for you guys on that and move forward for you if that's what you want to do. And at the same time, explore all the other options with you as well, and see if other options make sense for you versus debt settlement. So hopefully that helps you guys. Again, this is Anthony with Debt Alchemist. Talk to you guys soon. Thank you very much all, and wish you all the best. Take care, guys.